Hey everyone, welcome back to Retro Gaming Ledger. I'm going to talk about Splinter Cell today because that franchise of Xbox games, a handful of them did get delisted from the digital store. And I think anyone who comes to this channel knows whenever a game or a set of games gets delisted, the physical disc becomes a much bigger priority for collecting and the value tends to go upward. And the closure of the Xbox 360 store in 2024 essentially has caused a cascade of prices to rise and rise pretty rapidly, and you can see that in a lot of games in 2024. I mean, numerous games. And I basically kind of want to look at Splinter Cell. There's a handful of Xbox OG games that have been delisted. There's only one Xbox 360 game. But there are some price movements, I guess you could say, coming from currently available digital downloads on Xbox One for Splinter Cell games. So basically, one game for 360, a handful for Xbox original. The original Splinter Cell is one of the delistings. I think it was Pandora Tomorrow is another game that got delisted. Double Agent. Double Agent Xbox original. Double Agent on 360 is available for digital purchase. So a lot of OG games basically got to have physical discs. And it makes it even more enticing that they're Xbox OG because they're older and the discs are either getting damaged and or are missing. While the first uh, Splinter Cell, I would say, it's kind of common. It was printed into oblivion. The other ones are a little bit more rare, like Pandora Tomorrow. Uh, it's intriguing though that if you go onto GameStop's website, you can maybe take advantage of of these soft prices because I found that Conviction at GameStop is priced at $4.99. This game might become rare over time. Um, Considering if people get wind of this, there might be some upward movement. The chart is saying slow rise. I'm not seeing a jagged upward, but it's certainly gaining some momentum. Splinter Cell, the original Splinter Cell, that's seeing upward movement. It's slow, but we could see that same thing. I think the biggest price gain out of all of them is Pandora Tomorrow, and I think it's because there was some delistings on the Steam store as well, and it's just a unique title. It's a hard to find Splinter Cell out of the entire series. So what we're going to do right now, we're going to look at the charts. We're going to see what they're priced at, and also we're going to go to GameStop to see what they are pricing games at. If it's incredibly low and we see that it's available, complete in box, you should get it. You should get it. Uh, eh, to me, I'm getting to the point. I don't know about you. $5 for a unique Xbox original game. Um, you should get it. You should get it. I think we are going to see prices rise, and then there's a lot of games. All boats are rising together. The tide is riding. I think we're getting a mixture of inflation and collectibles, and I think $5 is a solid price point for a game that is unique. I'm not saying go and buy $5 sports games and that they're all going to go up. I'm saying unique games. If you can find Xbox original games at $5 that are somewhat unique, I think that's actually a good deal. I don't think that's a bad deal. And you enjoy playing it. Another cool thing about getting these games is not only are they going up in value, but you get to enjoy them. You get to play them. That's pretty cool. So we're going to get into the charts. We're also going to cross compare. And then maybe even think about some pawn shops, because I don't even think these guys are going to price games correctly. I don't think they're aware that the Splinter Cells are delisted from the digital store. I know I visited one antiques slash collectible store that sells video games. I'll show you a picture of it on this video. They listed Conviction, I can't even believe this, for $5, and I picked it up. So, because it's just no-brainer. It's a complete in box, and I know about the delisting. The price isn't going up like crazy, but I didn't have a copy of it, and $5 is such a good deal for a game I know that's delisted. Might as well get it. So that's how I feel. $5 for possibly collectible games. It's a no-brainer to me. So let me know what you guys think in the comments. Do you think $5 games, if it's something like an RPG or kind of like a stealthy, gameplay kind of game, $5 and it's an older game, do you think it's worth it? Do we think a lot of games are going to go above $10 within like 3 years? Leave a comment below. I want to hear what you guys think about that. And let's move on to the price charting.
Hey there, everyone. All right, we're gonna look at the Splinter series through the lens of Xbox. We're focusing a lot on Xbox, but we're gonna look at the price charting over here, and we're gonna start off with the first one. We've got Splinter Cell Original. Now we know that they printed this game into oblivion. It's the oldest of the Splinter Cells. This was delisted along with a few other Xbox originals. Let's see what's going on with it on the chart. We have upward movement. It is slow, meticulous. We had a price spike around 2020, which was common because people started getting crazy about retro games. They were locked in their homes. But here you see this price spike and then a gradual descending, and then all of a sudden we've got this. Oh man, you could say we had an all-time high recently, maybe a retesting of the high, but a slow grind upward. Nothing too crazy. They announced the delisting. I don't know when they announced the delisting. Let's actually look that up. That is something. I'm on a retro gaming website, local store. When did they delist Splinter Cell games on Xbox? 2023. And then the 360 closure was in February 2024. So let's look at the chart. Okay, there's our price. Okay, yep, there we go, 2023. All right, guys. This is clearly showing why this is going upwards. This is why we hit $11 in the 976. Delisting. And delistings are a major factor in why these games are becoming rare, because all you have is the discs. We're having disc rot. They're going missing. We don't have a complete in box. Sometimes we're missing a manual. Over time, it will be harder to keep these games together and find manuals that are authentic, and collectors will pay money to get these things. So this is our chart. And that's we can see in 2023. Let's see exactly what month that was. February and April. So it was probably a game here and there on February and then in April. So February and April, huh? 2023. Yeah. So early. Huh. Okay, right there. Yeah, we can see that was the start right here. There's February. And then we can see consistency going up. And then it keeps going up. Okay. So that's the first example. Clearly it's going up. It's slow. I think maybe it's slow because this is a common game. This is a game priced at GameStop for $5. Let's look it up. This is $5, guys. It's the original. If I look up the stores where it's available, Lots of stores where it's available. It looks pretty common. At least, the disc is, the loose is for sure. If you find a complete in box, and then they run the promo for 4 for 10 where this gets priced at $250, that's a steal. That's a steal. That's a hell of a deal. I would move on it. But I'm looking at it from a different lens. The $5 price point is not going to last. I don't think $5 for some of these games is going to 2 years from now. I don't think there's going to be a lot of $5 Xbox games. That's a wild prediction. It's a wild prediction, but I think things are really going to be different 2 years from now. And I just, it's hard for me to imagine a lot of these unique games. I'm not saying this is a unique game in my opinion. It's a common game, but it's unique. I don't see this at $5 in 2 years. I see this at $6.99. I see that $7.99, but I don't see it at $5. So this is a low price. If I found this complete in box for $5, it's a steal. If you get it at $2.50, it's even better. Very hard to time it though. If you're aware of a GameStop that has this and you can just wait and hope that no one gets it and you want to wait for the $2.50 or you get it, I think I'd pick it up for $5 if it was complete in box. But, look for the promos. The promos are also good, to pick up games. So let's move on to the next one. I think it's Pandora's Tomorrow. Let's look up. Splinter Cell, Xbox. Let's look up. Okay, Xbox Originals, Pandora Tomorrow. Okay, this one, $9.75. Upward Momentum. 2023 was the closure. See how it was flat? It was flat for a while after COVID. This one didn't even really go up too much. It went up a little bit for COVID, but then it flattened out. But now it's just, God, man, it had a record high of $13. Look at that spike. That's pretty. It has downward movement after that all-time high, but that's actually healthy. You want to see that. That means it's healthy. When you see these games, shoot up to the moon, it's very unhealthy. It's not going to stay at that peak. It's got to come down. People are just going to have normal market economics. The people are not going to pay that premium. Because it becomes irrational. And that tells you that it's not healthy. It's not a healthy price for the game. So people will wait and they'll pause. So when you see a price spike, that shouldn't tell you that this thing's going to the moon. Rationale is hindsight 2020, but when you see a spike, it's got to pull back. It's got to have a pullback at some point. And we had a huge spike here. That's a big one at 13. It came down, and I think that is healthy. I think this is very healthy. Let's look up what this is pricing at on GameStop. I forget what it was at. Let's see. We've got a $10 handle. So it looks like GameStop is pricing this appropriately. Yeah. I wonder when the price changed. I wish I had that information, guys. I think front. If I were to guess, they front run the price. Probably they front run the price. Yeah. $10. Yeah, I think this spiked such a short amount of time. They're probably like, this one's going above 10. We're gonna hedge the price. And to me, $10 was a smart move. And GameStop might use certain algorithms where they look at trade-ins, they look at how many games they have in their inventory and the overall demand. They have the metrics to make that decision. that $10 is the right price point. And it looks like it is. It actually looks like it is, given the delistings and that it's moving up. So I would love to know when they changed that price. When did they see that? Was it in 2024, a year later? When do they know, yeah, we need to get this thing at $10? And it would be interesting to see if they update the price again. They bump it up to $12.99, and when do they do that? So I'm glad I'm doing these videos, because at least we have a record of when this game was priced at a certain time. This is why I'm doing this YouTube channel, because we're able to do record keeping on these games. $9.99 at GameStop. Maybe 3-4 months from now they bump it up, $13.99. And we have this video to confirm it. We have all this information between price charting and retail pricing. So we could look at another website and see what they're pricing it at, just to do a cross comparison, and we're going to do that right now. I use Core Gaming. They have online pricing. They're my local retro store. They're my go-to. I really like them. Let's do Splinter Cell, Xbox. Let's see. Okay, the loose is at $6. So $10. So it looks like there's a consensus at the $10 mark. So now we know. Okay, that's good. All right, let's move on to the next one. The next one, let's see what the other one is. Double Agent. I knew that. It's hard to memorize all these individual little games within the series. Okay, Double Agent. And that's on Xbox or OG. There we are. Wowie, that one's doing pretty well. That's the king of the series. We've got $26 complete in box. This one really took off. Really took off. Out of the 3 Xbox OG games, this one really went up. And now looks like it's consolidating. It's going down a little bit, which is fine, because it has really accelerated upwards at $29. That was in 2025. That's some serious acceleration momentum. Let's look at what GameStop's pricing it at. Let's go Splinter Cell Double Agent. Where are we? Okay. They are severely underpricing this game. I didn't realize it was this severely underpriced. I don't know what they're doing. I don't think GameStop knows what they're doing. This is actually pretty interesting. If you find this game complete in box at GameStop, you get it immediately. They're running the 4 for, you could even get $3 off this game, which would be even better if you find it complete in box. What's the okay, their price, they're not even pricing the loose price correctly. The loose price is trending at $18.88. They're I'm seeing this right. They're $5 off from the loose price. If you find this complete in box, I've got one store within 30 miles. I don't think I'm going to that store. It's just too far. It's too far. I'd call. I'd be like, hey, you got complete in box for this? You tell me? Yeah, this is severely unpriced. This is a great find. Go get it. If you can find it, go get it. Even loose. I think this is a steal. Looking at the chart. Yeah. I'm amazed GameStop isn't picking up on this. Let's look up Core Gaming. Let's see what they're pricing it at. This will be a good cross reference. Let's see, Splinter Cell Double Agent. And that's 360. There's a 360 version. Huh. Xbox. Let's see. We got a Wii version. We have a 360 version. Weird. I don't think I can see. They don't have it listed. Strange. I mean, they might not have inventory. So we can't. Let's look at the Xbox 360. This one is priced at $8. I think also the 360 version is trending because the Xbox OG is trending upwards. But at least we've got a price point for Xbox Original at $12.99. That's surprising. I didn't realize it was that low. So yeah, interesting. Let's move on to the next one. If we look at it, it's Splinter Cell Conviction, delisted or restricted on Steam, removed from standalone purchases. Yeah. So it looks like Conviction got delisted on 360. Let me just double make sure. Splinter Cell Conviction was delisted from Xbox Store. Oh, wow. So Splinter Cell is still available to purchase on modern Xbox. Okay, I didn't know that. Yeah, we knew that the 360 store shut down. Because it is backwards compatible, you can still buy it digitally through an Xbox One. Okay. Okay. I did not know that. That's why we search on AI. So you can still get Conviction on the Xbox One store if you want it digitally. That is up to you. I like having physical games because I'm noticing that a lot of these games are getting delisted. Granted, a lot of them are Xbox OG, but we see some movement with Steam. Yeah. We see some movement with Steam. I'm just reading over here. Yeah. So, let's look up Conviction. I'm a little bit confused, but let's look up Conviction. Splinter Cell Conviction, because I'm getting kind of mixed signals about Splinter Cell Conviction with AI. Certainly, that's going up. Let's ask AI some more questions about Conviction. Splinter Cell Conviction. Where has it been delisted from digital store? Let's see. Yeah, we knew it got delisted from the 360 store. The 360 store closed. The Steam store closed. Here's the exact status of where the game has been pulled. Okay, Steam standalone. So no more on Steam. Yep. Steam Insurgency DLC. Where it remains. Okay. Ubisoft Connect. You can still purchase the PC version standalone directly through Ubisoft's proprietary. Okay. Modern Xbox. Okay. So it's available on a few stores. It remains fully available for digital purchase on the modern Xbox. Okay. So Steam is having it pulled. Is there a possibility that it could be delisted from Xbox One digital store? Yes, there is a very real possibility to be delisted from the Xbox. That's what I was thinking. While it is safe right now, several patterns and precedences in the gaming industry suggest a digital removal could happen at any time. This is what I'm talking about. When you see that a franchise of games is getting twisted and turned in terms of the licensing, it starts to ruffle some prices a little bit. This one's going up slowly, but I feel like there is some movement in the licensing that could send this one higher. The fact that Steam doesn't have this anymore, we have the Xbox 360 store. That's officially the whole thing was closed. But could this get removed? Could the license expire between the relationship with Xbox? Real possibility. Real possibility. So I got this game for $5. I picked it up. I think it's kind of a bargain. And you could argue that any Splinter Cell game for $5 is probably a good deal because we don't know what's going to happen. We don't know how the licensing agreements work. So let's ask AI Double Agent on 360, which isn't delisted from the Xbox One store. Let's see. Could Splinter Cell Double Agent Xbox 360 get delisted from the Xbox One store? Yes, there's a very high probability that the Xbox 360 version of Splinter Cell Double Agent could eventually be delisted. Yep, history shows Ubisoft treats the very distinct versions of the game differently. Why the risk is especially high. The original Xbox version was already delisted. Famously had two entirely separate versions. One of the original. So this is the question you got to ask yourself. Do you front run this? Do you buy a Splinter Cell Double Agent on 360, even though it hasn't price moved? Let's do Splinter Cell Xbox 360. Okay. What do we do here? Just do Splinter Cell. Okay. So where are we? Should have. Where's Double Agent? Could we not find Double Agent? Oh boy. Come on, Double Agent. Wow, it's not popping up Double Agent on 360. I don't know why. Let me go back. Let's go back. They should have it. Didn't we look at it? Splinter Cell Double Agent. What's going on with their website? Oh my goodness. GameStop. Alright, let's go Core Gaming. So, Core Gaming's pricing this at $7.99. Is that a good price point? It's a safe one, I think. Let's look at the chart. Okay. This is moving upwards. It's hitting $10. I think that's the right price move. This has a probability that this gets delisted at some point. The Xbox OG got delisted, and we see that there are licensing problems going on with this series. So honestly, I don't know if GameStop has priced Splinter Cell Double Agent at $4.99. We can ask AI that actually. Is Splinter Cell Double Agent Xbox 360 priced at $4.99 at GameStop? Let's see. Okay, we've got confirmation. Oh, we found the listing. Let's click it. There we are. So they have not moved this price. I think that's a mistake. They should do what the Retro Gaming Store did and put that at $7.99 to be on the safe side. If you see this game at the store at $4.99, to me that's a buy. Because you need to kind of be ready for when this thing gets delisted. AI is basically saying there's a high probability that it could get delisted. And I'm finding that any kind of game that's at $5 that has this kind of potential is definitely a buy. It's definitely a buy in my book. I'd get Splinter Cell Conviction. Okay, I get this one. This is kind of unique. It's a unique Splinter Cell. For $5, I'd get it. I'd get it. What are the other Splinter Cell games? Would I get Chaos Theory for $5? Given what's going on, yes. It hasn't been delisted yet on Xbox OG, but we don't know what's going on. We don't know what's going on with the licensing. There's something could be going on in the background that we have to. I might even do a separate video on what's going on with the licensing with Splinter Cell. Let's look it up. Let's look up briefly. Why did Splinter Cell games get delisted from the Xbox store? Combination of expiring copyright and intellectual property licenses, the retirement of legacy digital infrastructure, and Ubisoft's quiet curation of their older catalog. Expiring intellectual property and asset licenses. The most common driver for pulling older games is licensing overhead. They must routinely renew specific third-party digital rights embedded within the game. Oh, wow. The Tom Clancy brand rights. Oh, my God. Oh, my God, that's nuts. Yeah, third-party engine, middleware, audio codecs, and copyright soundtrack. Yep. This is why you own digital games, guys. This is why digital cannot be trusted. I am going to do a whole video on why you cannot trust digital games. I'm going to do that and explain what all this licensing issues and dilemmas are going to be, because wowie. So right off the bat, Tom Clancy brand rights. We don't know what the agreement is by using the Tom Clancy name. And that opens up a whole can of worms on a whole bunch of different Tom Clancy games. Let's just look up some Tom Clancy games. This one hasn't been delisted yet, but it could. It could get delisted any day. And at $4.99, and it's an Xbox older game, it's quite interesting. Here's another time, Blacklist. Tom Clancy's Splinter Cell Blacklist. What could happen to that game? That one's PC. Let's look up. I don't know why less and less of the Splinter Cell games are popping up in my search. Let's look up Tom Clancy. Now we've really opened up a can of worms. Hawks. I mean, look at Ghost Recon. Are Ghost Recons going to get delisted? Rainbow Six? What about the Ghost Recon Trilogy Pack? What if something happens to this? One of those games, one of those three, there's a licensing issue. And they have to pull this entire set of three. I don't even know if they offer this set of three digitally. They might not. But if they do, look at the okay. Tom Clancy's End War. This game is price charting pretty low. I love it. I love that game. It's a cool strategy game. Okay, it's a really cool strategy game. It's actually a lot of fun. It doesn't get it's not doing great on the price charting. It's still priced at $4.99. In my opinion, it should be a 10. It's a fun strategy game. Now, if something goes on with the Tom Clancy name where there are some serious licensing problems, and we're already seeing a few Splinter Cell games, I mean, there could be several games that just pop off and just go bonkers. So that's why when I see these Tom Clancy games at $4.99, you get them. Start getting them. Start getting them. I think it's a steal. If you get them, even if you get them for $2.50, you should get them. So, all right, guys, I'm gonna leave it at that. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. Like this video, subscribe, and I'll see you guys soon.